Anytime now, they're off and racing. Candle in the wind, jams 40, then saving some ground, that on the inside is Captive Moment. Then running in third is the favorite Lady Outlaw, then a pass approaching now. The lone Colt runner, and that is Smooth Operator now taking the third spot. And heading towards the midway point, it's Captive Moment by 2 lengths over Candle in the Wind, still in second. A very close third now, Smooth Operator. Then driving back in fourth is Lady Outlaw, but it's still Captive Moment, still dictates the pace against Candle in the Wind, now closing in. And stuck in third position, Smooth Operator. Then trying and making his move now on the outside is Lady Outlaw, but still in fourth position. Quarter of a mile to go with it, still Captive Moment. Captive Moment still in front over Candle in the Wind, trying its best out on the inside now is Smooth Operator, and still in behind them is the favorite Lady Outlaw. And down the stretch they come. Captive Moment is still the leader and racing on the outside, being challenged now by Candle in the Wind. Candle in the Wind now takes the lead against Captive Moment. Smooth Operator, let's reach from Lady Outlaw, and here's the finish line. It's an upset by Candle in the Wind. What a spectacular up. They're off and racing. Fairfield looking for the lead to the other path. Then in the middle portion is Supreme. Down on the inside is Stage Performer. The lead is taken over now by Supreme by about a head against Fairfield on the outside. Then 4 lengths for the back in third is a Stage Performer. So down the back stretch one, matching the strides now is entry number 4, and that is Fairfield regains the lead against Supreme, and steering behind them by a gap of 6 lengths is a Stage Performer. And as the midway point, it's still Fairfield and Supreme in a very tight competition, and steering behind them is Stage Performer, and they move to the fourth turn in a one-on-one situation between Fairfield leads by about a neck, this time by half a length now against Supreme, now in second position, and still tucking in by Fairfield on the outside. Fairfield still the leader by 3/4 of a length now against Supreme, and still last of all Stage Performer as they come up towards the home turn. Fairfield this time by a length and a half now over Supreme, still in second, and still in behind them Stage Performer, but it's still Fairfield expanding its lead now to about 3 to 4 lengths over Supreme, moving up that on the inside Stage Performer. And here's the finish line. It's all Fairfield, the winner.
Gate 5 were off and running. Again, pretty quickly off the inside did Worshipful Master. Not as quick though as He's So Fine, who's looking for the lead as they run out of the straight the first time. Back in third spot against the Rail Parade King. Outside of him is Open Billing. In the similar colours on the inside, Flaming June, a length and a half back, then Circus Crowd. And at the tail of the field, High Dollar, and he already is spotting them about 15 or 16 lengths. He's right out of contention, High Dollar, as they run into the back. They're by the 1100 metres and the speed's pretty solid. Worshipful Master doing what he likes to do, rolling free up front. He's a half length in advance of He's So Fine, about 7 or 8 back, then to Parade King. Flaming June is creeping a little bit closer. Then came Open Billing, about 5 back, Circus Crowd, and High Dollar it is at the tail of the field. He's an absolute mile back as they run to the top turn around 7.50 out. Worshipful Master, a length and a half in advance. He's So Fine. Creeping closer though is Flaming June, followed then by on the back of them is Parade King as they run towards the home turn. A good way back behind them then was Open Billing, and a mile back was Parade King, rather running High Dollar, I should say, around the bend for home. And Flaming June takes over and darted away. Flaming June has got a good margin, 3 or 4 lengths in advance of giving chase Open Billing in the identical colours, and he's starting to wind up very quickly. Open Billing, Flaming June at the 250. Open Billing giving chase, running on strongly late. High Dollar from the back. Open Billing goes on by a Flaming June, and Open Billing and Paddy Dilemma down to the wire will win by 2. High Dollar's run a mighty race to run second. Third is going to be Flaming June, followed then. Off and running, broken a single line. My Oh My is going to take up the running, and very quickly on the back of My Oh My is Isabel. And then Machine Toos and Rapido has dropped out to the tail of the field as they run towards the first turn, and taking the lead away Isabel and JB Hernandez travelling sweetly, a length and a half, make that 2 now in front of My Oh My, and Machine Toos is on the outside of them, about 5 back Rapido, who is very slowly into stride. Isabel cruising along as they go towards that top turn. They've got about 7.50 to travel. Isabel under a tight hold, 2 in advance, Machine Toos, and then My Oh My. Rapido is actually starting to tack on at the back, and he's creeping a little bit closer, but Isabel is going 3/4 pace as they run towards the home turn. Isabel is in about second gear at the moment, and 2 in advance of Machine Toos. Then came My Oh My, and a long gap still back to Rapido. In the straight, Isabel 2 in advance of in second spot Machine Toos. They're a mile in front of the rest as they run down to the 200 metres, and it's all Isabel. Isabel is just going to cruise home, hasn't really hit top gear. In fact, eased down by Hernandez. Isabel by 5, Machine Toos second, a mile back Rapido, and My Oh My has ran last of all. Well, Isabel doing just what we line looks good, off and running in the PJC. Bit of a scrimmage towards the inside. Istelanola got tight between Basharoo and Bayabel, who came out well. Diversity is surging forward in the early part, and here's the grey Don Julio striding forward towards the lead with Diversity as they run to the judge the first time. It is Diversity and Don Julio. Don Julio will lead Diversity out of the straight. Bayabel to third, a bit deep. Then came War Cannon, the identical colours as Basharoo against the rail. Then came Estelanola, followed by Jungkook, who's in the latter half of the field and deep as they run out of the straight, followed then by very wide on the track. Then was La Trappe, who gets a long way back. Now back near the tail of the field was Transform. Ghost is back at the tail of the field, and he's already spotting them about 15 lengths. They sail into the back, and they're going at good speed. Don Julio cuts away with a big margin. He's 6 and 7 lengths in advance. In second spot, Basharoo. Running third on the outside, then Bayabel, and fourth, Diversity. Creeping closer then is War Cannon in the Rancho Santa Rosa colours, followed by, tucked away on the inside of him, is Easy Does It. Jungkook is starting to tack on as they run towards that top turn, followed then by Modern Legacy, Transform making ground the rail. La Trappe, Ghost is a long way back. I think Easy Does It might be out of the race. He's starting to be eased down. Don Julio with a big lead as they come to the corner. He's away by 4 and 5. Easy Does It is up to second, so he wasn't the one that went amiss. this. Then Bayabel creeping closer, spots the lead of 5. Then Basharoo, Jungkook is back and wide, making steady ground, but under the whip, Modern Legacy and Transform. Don Julio leads them into the straight. Don Julio, he's wanting to go one better than last year, and he's got a good margin. Don Julio away by 5 and 6 lengths. In second place is Easy Does It, but it's all Don Julio. Don Julio racing away with the PJC, and down to the wire, Don Julio will beat Easy Does It for second. Close for third, maybe Ghost in a photo with Transform, followed then by Bayabel, who weakened away Modern.
They're off. Legidify, the quickest out of the gate. At the start of the gates to the outer path, then right behind in second is Perfect Delight. Saving some ground down on the inside is Lady Bird. Vino Barbarino is the favorite, racing in fourth. Then down in fifth position is Candy and Wine. Next in line now, moving up is Resonant. Second last is Dream Girl, and third in the group is Road Runner. So down the backstretch run, Legidify will be a pace setter by half a length, being hassled now by Perfect Delight down on the inside. Lady Burn is right behind third by a length. Then another gap by 3 runners, and that is Resonant racing on the outside, now taking the fourth spot in the middle portion, Vino Barbarino. Then taking the fifth spot now is Candy and Wine. Then a long way back to Dream Girl and Route Runner, now fast approaching, and quarter of a mile to go. It is still Legidify, and moving up now on the outside is Lady Burn grabbing the leader. Resonant joining them, and so was Candy and Wine now taking the fourth spot, and down the stretch they come. Legidify once again now fully extended, now running at the inner rail, then driving on the outside. Once again is Lady Bird. Resonant now threatening presence now on the outside. It's Resonant, big one on the outside, and wins the 6th race. Resonant wins the race and close for
off and running, and he caught it just fairly. Monument coming out pretty quickly was Official Seal. Wide out Freedom Lover, and scooting up on the inside, Spaghetti Pamba Bar. The rider's lost his cap there. Now back in fourth is Speed Dancer, about 4 or 5 back then to Azentada, who's back near the tail of the field with Viva de Oro. And after a bad getaway, Monument's at the tail of the field. Line of 3 up front, Spaghetti Pamba Bar the inside. In the centre, Speed Dancer, 3 deep, the other grey, Freedom Lover. About 4 lengths back then to Official Seal. Another 4 back to the identical colours, and that's Azentada. Then came Monument, and Viva de Oro sees them all at the tail of the field, and he's about 10 lengths off them. They're at the top turn, about 800 metres out, and up front still Spaghetti Pamba Bar, trying to make every post a winner. Speed Dancer, though, gets alongside of him. Pumped up Freedom Lover, about 4 back then to Official Seal, headed by, the rest are headed by, I should say, Azentado, Viva de Oro and Monument around the bend for home. This line of 3, Spaghetti Pamba Bar on the inside, Speed Dancer the centre, and wide out on the track, Freedom Lover. Official Seal making up steady ground via the rail. Still Spaghetti Pamba Bar clinging on. Speed Dancer took a narrow lead though. Speed Dancer starting to edge away. Speed Dancer races clear, and Speed Dancer down to the wire, wins by a length and a half. Now second is close. Gee, it's a 3-way go. We've got Speed Dancer. Off and running, And Spreewell away quickly off the inside, taken on the early part though by Spolarium. In third spot, Cat Rail, and then Border Force. And racing very ungenerously is the Kiss, starting to lose ground very quickly as they run towards the back. And up front, and well back behind them also, Winter Parade was very slow into stride. Up front it's Spreewell, and he's very keen on the bridle, 3 parts in advance of Spolarium. About 7 back, Cat Rail, and then Border Force. Winter Parade came next, and the Kiss racing very, very ungenerously at the tail of the field as they run towards that top turn. They've got 750 to travel, and Spreewell, he does it nicely up front, a length and a half in advance. In second spot, Spolarium. Cat Rail starting to creep a bit closer and travels into the race very well. Cat Rail, he looks the one to beat from here. And then came Border Force as they run towards the corner. Spreewell, he's about to be rounded up by Cat Rail. Under the pump then is Spolarium, and making some steady ground, Border Force. Winter Parade, best of the rest in the straight. Cat Rail moved up like the winner at the 250. He took the lead away from Spreewell, who's just battling on, and away goes Cat Rail. Cat Rail 4 in advance, Spreewell. Border Force runs on fairly well with Winter Parade. The Kiss is starting to make good ground late, but it's all Cat Rail down to the wire. Wins by 5. Second, Border Force. The Kiss made up ground late for third. Winter Parade. Then Spreewell, he weakened badly and back. Off and running, broke in a great line after all that. Wide out on the track, Lightning Bolt was quickly into stride, but Marungnal takes up the running as they settle into stride. Marungnal from Guest of Honour, who kicks up underneath him, then back to third, Lightning Bolt. Booting up in the centre, Apollo in that yellow jacket, and against the rail, you know, favourites up to third now, Thy Will Be Done, and he's got a lap full of horse, JT Pavlik. Back to fourth then is Apollo, followed by a length and a half back, Lightning Bolt. Avenue Shopper, then came Go Getting. A long way back then is By Your Knee Hand with Super Hawk and company as they run towards that top turn, 750 out. Up front, it's Marungnal, taken on by Guest of Honour, who slips right through on the inside. Thy Will Be Done, favourite travelling like a winner at the moment. Apollo came next, then Lightning Bolt. Avenue Shopper, a big break back to the rest, and they're headed by CNAG and A Song for G. Superhawk around the bend for home, a line of 5. The inside Guest of Honour has the rail, darted through and took a narrow lead away from Thy Will Be Done. Marungnal still not done with, and Lightning Bolt winding up in the centre of the track, and he raced up and took the lead. Lightning Bolt, Marungnal trying to come with him, but Lightning Bolt kicked away. Lightning Bolt well clear, Marungnal at second spot, but it's all Lightning Bolt beats Marungnal. Third is going to be Pendant, close up fourth on the outside, I think then was Apollo, or Thy Will Be Done over on the right.
Racing. Orient Express jams 40 at the red, then moving up and grabbing the lead now is the favorite Collins. Collins, the leader over Orient Express. Another a length and a half back in 30s, Fields more. Then down in fourth, Darorien Saris Bantay Zarado. Second last is Carmela's Dove, and trailing the group is Shanghai Silk. Down the backstretch one, Collins, a pace setter by 2 lengths over Orient Express. Another 2 lengths back in 30s, Fields more. Then another gap by entry number 2, and that is Carmela's Dove. Then racing in fifth, still is Bantay Zarado. And still in behind them is Shanghai Silk. Past the midway point, it is still Collins. Collins is still the leader by some 2.5 lengths now, and trying, working hard now on the outside is Orient Express closing in. Then closing in third also now is Field Summer together with Carmela's Love. Quarter of a mile to go. It is still Collins is still out in front by some 2 lengths over Orient Express. Is still in second, closing in narrowly now on the outside is Fields Zamora, and down to the finish. It is still the favorite. That is Collins in hands of Mark A. Alvarez will take them from start to finish. Second close between Orient Express and Fields Zamora. Racing. Number 2 horse, San Fuego, losing his belt. Jockey O'Neill P. Cortez right from the start of the race. We have Midnight Bell, the leader. Coming early, is running down on the inside second. Then racing in third is El Drownte. And then Fuego, losing his mount, Jockey O'Neill P. Cortez. Make the first turn now. It's Midnight Bell, the leader, with a huge gap by some 7 to 8 lengths against Coming Early. And coming closer now on the outside is El Drownte. Down the backstretch one. It is still Midnight Bell by some 4 lengths over Coming Early, still in second. And still in behind them is El Drownte. And they maintain their respective positions. It's still Midnight Bell. Midnight Bell with a huge gap by some 5 to 6 lengths. Then closing it now is Coming Early together with El Drownte now on the outside. And it's still Midnight Bell is still in a handy position. Jockey J.B. Hernandez is just in front by some 2 lengths. And still in second is entry number 1, and that is Coming Early, trying, working hard now on the outside is El Drownte. And down to the finish. And it's still Midnight Bell. Midnight Bell this time expanding its lead now by about 6 to 7 lengths. 1 second to time around and hitting the finish line. It's all Midnight Bell. A wire-to-wire finish for the PCSO 3-year-old championship race. Second. And thereof, Karera Warriors to the outside post, race full of lead. Moving up in the middle now is Giselle's touch down on the inside, saving some ground now and grabbing the lead is Gentleman Bell by about ahead. In the middle portion is Summerhill, driving back and forth, Karera Warriors. Moving up and snaking in down on the inside now, Super Dancer. Alongside with them is Graceful Gift, and this time passing now, Graceful Gift of number 8 horse, and that's number 6 horse, Carried Away, and trailing the group is Some More My Love. And as they reach the midway point, Giselle's touch now takes the lead. 1 second, closing it now is Summerhill. It's Summerhill takes the lead by 3/4 of a length over Giselle's touch. 2 lengths behind in third is Gentleman Bell now fading out. Here comes Karera Warriors now taking the third spot, moving up now on the outside. Graceful Gift together with Super Dancer. 400 meters left to go. It's Summerhill by half a length, being hassled now by Giselle's touch now on the outside. 1 second closing in his Karera Warriors. Here comes Graceful Gift. 100 meters left to go. It is still Summerhill by 2 lengths over Giselle's touch. It's Summerhill saves the margin and wins the final race. Second, it's gonna be Graceful Gift, close with Super Dancer. Then comes